At this point, we might as well go around the whole room for everyone, like everyone's worst studio experience. Let's start with Vegas, because like he's been around for a minute.
You know my worst studio experience.
Actually, no, not that one. But outside of that,
No, we have to hear that one.
Nah.
We have to hear that one.
We can't tell that
We have
one.
to hear that one.
That one is you got to pay for the hear that story. You got to pay. That was the worst studio experience, and it was my fault. I'll say that it was 100% my fault why that happened.
Are you allowed to say it?
No, we can't talk about it. But City Amino. Besides that session, yeah, you know.
and I mean, the song could have turned out better, you know, because sometimes we lose sessions. It happens. So I'm stuck with the rough draft till this day. You know what I mean? It is what it is, though. It is what it is.
I think one of the worst studio sessions was I had a client. I was in studio with a client, and I had another client pass by unannounced, and the two clients don't agree. So they were outside the studio texting me like, let me in. And I'm like, I'm in a session, private session, and they're like, who you with? Like trying to press me, and I'm like, bro, like beat it. And they're just outside making noise, like, and I'm there like getting like bothered because this guy had the stick on him. So I'm just like, yo, fam, like you guys cannot be doing this right now. And I was so terrified.
At this point,
super terrified.
You need to start working with a gospel artist, fam.
Man, this is why I make sure all my sessions are like 30 minutes apart.
That's not enough.
You have to do like at least an hour, bro. An hour,
dog. Big so I show up like an hour, 2 hours earlier.
Yeah, you can't be doing 30 minutes. Those are the fam. Even that one, and man, there's so many stupid stories. Like I remember in the dungeon, we were just doing back-to-backs. Friggin' 2:30, 3:30 client come 3:30, 4:30 client come 4:30, 5:30. Like niggas just not had no buffering time, bro. Niggas had no time to get their songs together. Fabulous. That's why the dungeon shut down. Is because we never gave.
Even been there. I don't even know where it was.
Brimley and Lawrence, underneath Sunny Diamonds.
Okay, I didn't know that Sunny Diamonds location. I went to the one at. What street was that? It wasn't Warden. Did the street start with a K?
The only time I went to
Sunny... talking about like the old school Sunny Diamonds.
You're talking about 80s baby Sunny Diamonds? That one, like back in the day in Malvern?
Nah. Where the fuck was it? It was on... Was it off of Shepherd?
Oh, I think he had one by Bad Lad. By Kennedy and Shepherd. There's like in the back spot.
Yeah, right by Kennedy and Shepherd.
Yeah, that's the very, that's like high school days for me, old school Sunny Diamonds.
That's why I recorded most of Nightmare on Finch Ave.
Okay.
Man, shout out to Request. We need to get him on here next time and thing. I was actually all supposed to hit him up, yo, fuck.
Yeah, but that was my few. I had a few.
All right, Denzel, worst session.
I was working at some studio in Brampton, and the artist came in, and he recorded. I think he was expecting a different engineer, because I was like the new guy at that studio at the time, and they were like, "Oh, is the other guy here?" And I was like, "No, I'm taking care of you today." And he was already just in a bad mood, and then after that, the guy recorded one line, and he was like, "Yo, this sounds like fucking shit. This sounds like shit." And he got pissed, and I was like, "Man, you did one line, like."
Like, do you want to try again?
I work on your track while you're making it, you know? Like, I can't make it sound like, you know? I can't mix and master your whole song from one line. And then this guy just, like, he left. I was like, okay. That was the only time someone's ever walked out. And I was
I've never
like,
walked out on a session, so I always, like, thug it out to the end and see, like, you know? And I'll ask you, like, so do you want me to pay you in full? And if you say yes, all right. But I didn't have to stay here still, but I still did. So I'm going to be that much fair, you know?
That was the first and last time that ever happened to me. And I was like...
Or I'm going to complain to, like, the studio owner and be like, yo, this ain't working. What can we do about this?
So did they still pay Denzel?
No.
Oh, goddamn. Goddamn. What a waste.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, I've never had someone record one line and just dip.
Shit, Blue. What's your worst session?
Oh,
And nah, he's not an engineer. He's just an artist.
I'm just an artist.
I mean, you could also discuss bad engineers or bad producers.
So
Trying to think of it's a bad experience for me. Well, there was this one session I went to, I guess when I first started rapping, which was a while back. The engineer, there's 2 engineers there. They both double booked this session. So they were bickering amongst each other who was gonna do the session. And we waited. So 15, 20 minutes went by. Still, they can't figure out who's supposed to do the session, who's going to do the session,
who's supposed to engineer you?
who's supposed to engineer the session, right? They double booked. So
was it 2 artists and so each client, each engineer had their each client?
yes.
Oh fuck.
So you had me, you had 2 other artists, right? And then you had another group. There's only one studio, and we're both booked. Both groups are booked at the same time.
I probably would have cut personally.
2 different engineers. So right. So now they're both arguing to see where they went wrong, on how you got double booked, and who's gonna take the time now. Right. Not to mention the studio is gonna close in 2 hours.
Oh Jesus.
So it's not like there's any more time to do anyway. So someone has to take the time. So they kept on bickering about it for 20 minutes or whatever. And they just pretty much just like, well, what do you guys want to do? Who wants to kind of take one for the team? You know what I mean? Type thing.
That's dumb.
It's so stupid. Both groups are just like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? What type of business are you guys running? How the fuck do you double book both of us? And you can't come to a conclusion yet. It's been 20 minutes. And they're just like, well, you know, this, that, and whatever, the computer, and da-da-da, da-da-da. And we're just like, well, we're not paying for this shit. We're not paying for this. Nobody's even started recording yet. So, you know, what's exactly going to happen here type shit. And they just like, you know what? It wouldn't be fair to the other person to let you start recording and the other person has to wait and record later because there's no more time left. So nobody got to record.
God damn.
So everybody had to go home.
That's a crazy rookie mistake.
That's probably what I would have did. Told everyone, all right,
Holy.
cut.
Stupid.
I've
Stupid.
never heard of that.
Stupid.
That's insane.
Stupid.
Yeah, I definitely would have went. I would have just left. Right. If you guys double book, I'm out of here.
So
Fuck
we
it.
waited because we really wanted to record and we really had stuff we needed to do. And the other group, same thing too. But the final conclusion was nobody recorded anything. Everybody left.
What a shame.
Bullshit.
So that's why it's very important to come earlier. Don't come at the time you're supposed to record. You actually should come at least, like a job interviewer, they say you're late if you're not 15 minutes early.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing should apply for that. You should be there at least 15 minutes early to a half hour early. So if some complication like this happens, they have an opportunity to fix it.
Or you could at least say, well, I'm here first.
I'm here first, or I'm, who has the next slot? Can you push the next slot? Right? And maybe that's what they could have did.
Yeah.
If there was more time left. But since the studio was going to close, there was no more time to shift anything. So everybody got fucked over.
Bullshit.
So yeah, that's my.
It's crazy.
My worst session as an engineer. Shit. I still got paid for it. All right, so I be providing an experience where you could pull up to the crib and shit. You know, you could kick it for a week, a weekend, whatever you want to do. You know, I'm not going to charge you per song. I'm going to charge you. Phone on, do not on vibrate, please. Whoever. What a guy, yeah.
I think it's me.
It wasn't me.
I knew it.
Wasn't me either.
You said it wasn't you?
It's,
It wasn't
definitely,
me.
it's definitely not me.
Or it might have been me.
Oh.
Of course it's you.
All right, so yo, this session, this young lady, she had a problem. She had like a severe ADHD and could not focus. And she was going through a lot of trauma at the time. So like the 3 days she spent working with me, there was no work being done. I made one beat kinda. I never got to finish it because all she wanted to do was just talk. So I got paid like whatever I got paid. And she got a rough draft of a beat after 3 days.
Yo, we're really therapists. I'm not gonna lie.
So let me get this straight. There was no work done.
Nope.
She talked to you for 3 days.
Yep.
Did she feel better?
I'm not sure.
What the fuck?
I'm not sure. Like, nah, like you know how some people are mud?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's mud still. Like she ain't wrapped too tight. But I didn't know that.
And she stayed for 3 days?
Yeah,
Can I ask another question?
yeah.
Is anybody else thinking this before I ask?
I had nothing to do with it. With her traumas.
Okay, fine. Okay. In that case, then, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You got paid, though.
Yeah. I got paid in full.
Have you worked with her
Wow.
since? That's
Nope.
the question.
No, I haven't. We don't speak anymore. I can't remember the exact reason, but I remember like one day, like she was just having an episode and like she was going off on me, and then she just blocked me and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Is her music good?
Yeah,
She's a good artist.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
She's
I don't
she's
know if
probably
she
one
still
of the
makes
best.
music, though.
She's probably one of the best. I think I know who you're talking about. Do I know who you're talking about?
I don't know. Describe what
Uh,
she looked like.
She's a
No.
okay. So it's the wrong person.
So who the fuck you might be talking about?
The same shorty we have an issue with.
We?
Well, she has an issue with everybody,
Okay.
and she likes to a lot. Not her, right?
No.
Okay.
I wonder how
Okay.
she's doing. I hope she's doing well.
Well, she doesn't have any money, so I don't think she would have paid you. So yeah, I should have. Yeah, that's the wrong person for sure.
Okay.
All right then.
On to the next.
All right. How do you feel about artists that don't have money?
You did
but
not hold on. You did not answer your worst session as an artist.
Oh, as an artist?
Yes.
Oh, you're a producer.
Keep
Okay.
going.
Worst session as an artist. All right, so this is when I was working with Bugs Baguettes. He now goes by YRS Bugs. He's from New York. Shout out Crow. Big Rolling 60s.
Neighborhood.
We always had good sessions. It's just the studio I was working out with him. Yo, they wouldn't give me my stems and all type of dumb shit, you know? So like me and him were actually working on the tape. You know what I'm saying? It was called Crody Season. This is, remember, we the ones that brought that crow talk to Toronto anyways. People won't act like it's not factual, you know? You know what I'm saying? But
Agreed.
yeah, like we probably had like 4 tracks in. And yo, they weren't trying to give up the stems and shit. They're talking about, oh, you gotta pay extra, blah, blah, blah. Then, oh, the computer got wiped, all type of whack shit. So it's like all those features that, and he was even taxing me on the features. Like, it just got to a point where it's like, we're locked in, you know? So he just said, yo, just pay for my Uber to get to the studio and you're straight. That's it, just pay for my Uber back and forth and you're straight, you know? And then shit, motherfuckers was just hating and shit, and then wouldn't give me my stems and all type of shit. Like, we wasn't trying to just approach people on violence and shit because they weren't like that, and it doesn't make sense, you know? So just took that L and left it at that. But we'll locking out some new shit when time comes, you know? In the meantime, we do have one song we did release back in the day on the John T. Laker Ventilation project. Track's called Let Me Zone. It's cool for what I was doing at the time, you know, but I've definitely grown as an artist. Like, there was a track that was supposed to have me, him, and T.Y. T.Y. is BG's son from Hot Boys, right? And that was another one of those ones that got lost. Like, I was doing some shit, yo. Trust me. But free T.Y. too, yo. He'll be home in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
He said the newest gun he got a computer in it. Crazy.
Is there even such thing? Like an AI gun? An AI gun. How does that work?
I don't know what he meant by that when he said it on the song, but I was like, you know what? That sounds like some shit. Don't play with him. He from Chopper City, right? Don't play with him.
Fam, a gun with a computer in it is wild.
Super
I only
wild.
see that in sci-fi.
Yeah, super
Like, what did he mean? A switch?
Like Judge Dredd.
Wait, what's Judge Dredd? I'm about to Google this shit.
Oh,
Judge
man.
Dredd had with the hammer and you can speak to it. like Knight Rider or
Holy
something. What
fuck.
the
It's
fuck,
crazy.
B?
Crazy.